Hi, and welcome to Milsurp my channel. Today I want to talk about the Carabiner Octa 19 Kurz, or more commonly known as the K98k. Of course, like most Americans, I've learned any German that I know from listening to Rammstein. This video is going to mainly be about looking for the differences between a GI Bringback and a Russian capture, because most of the German K98Ks we have in this country are Russian captures. So, but I will give a little bit of history about it. The K98K was adopted in 1935. It's basically a grandchild of the Gewehr 98, which is shown at the top of your screen. And as the Gewehr, as basically the same action as the Gewehr 98, it's one of the best bolt actions ever made. But it did have disadvantages over firearms like the M1 Garand. The German war doctrine basically stated that its infantry firepower was supposed to be centered in the machine gun, and the rifleman was more or less supposed to be there to carry ammo and do grunt work. So that's kind of why they didn't really push too hard with semi-autos. The German army, the Wehrmacht did have semi-autos. The K41 was actually kind of a horrible failure. They did come out with the Gewehr 43, which I actually do own one, and will do a video in the future once I handle a little bit more and learn a little bit more about it. The Gewehr 43 actually, it's kind of a combination. It took the best of the G41 and the SVT-40 captured from the Soviets, but that's kind of off on a tangent, and that's a subject for a future video. So again, these are kind of a grandchild of the Gewehr 98, and I mainly want to make this video to show the differences between the Russian capture and the GI Bringbacks if you're out in the market for one of these. Alright, I got Grandpa off the table there, and I'm just going to show these two now. One thing, people who like Mausers will want to know the provenance of them, so I'm going to show the receiver first, and then I'll go over the differences between the Russian capture, and this bottom one's the Russian capture, the top one is the GI Bringback. The GI Bringback, these are identified by the receiver. The BYF code, I believe, is Oberndorf, and of course the 41 means 1941. The Russian capture, although this is probably a mishmash of parts, the S27, that's Irmawerk, and the year is 1938. Now, some of the earlier K98s, they had S with a slash, and the number indicated the factory that it was made at. And then in 1937, they went toward the three-letter code. As you notice, mine had an S27 but a date on there. Some of the, kind of as they were transitioning, sometimes they still threw the date at the bottom of, or still use the numerical code and threw the date on there. Okay, now I'm going for the obvious differences between the GI Bringback and the Russian capture. I don't know how well my camera is doing on the shine, but one of the first differences is the color. Like the GI Bringback looks like normally stained wood, whereas the Russian capture has a red shellac all over it. That's usually a really distinct sign of a Russian capture. Also, on the Russian capture, one thing that'll make it obvious is, see how it looks like somebody gouged an X on the receiver there? Most Russian captures will have usually an X gouged out there, or has some kind of marking indicating that it was re-arsenaled or been in the arsenal. Also, many parts, like this bolt here, will be electropenciled to match the serial number on the rifle itself. When they captured these, of course, the Russians didn't care much at all about keeping everything matching. These were mainly just re-arsenaled, which makes them a good shooting rifle, but their intent with these were kind of a, oh no, we're being invaded, this is the last ditch, we're going to throw these out to the people, kind of like they did with the Mausers, but even more so with the Mausers. Because a couple things that are missing on a Russian capture are a cleaning rod. They've also there is no sight hood. They got rid of those on the K98k's Russian capture. And a couple other little things that are different on a Russian capture. Like I said, I don't know if my camera will pick this up or not, but look at the little Waffen there. Let's see if it focuses. You can still see the bird, but the swastika beneath the bird has actually been pinned out, and that happened with most countries who captured the K98k rifles. Whereas on this one, again, I'm going to blame my camera if you can't see this, or maybe it's my poor positioning, but that is obviously not pinned. Now, you may ask, okay, let me go back here. I said there's no sight hood on the Russian capture. This one has a sight hood on it, which actually, when you take it out shooting, the sight hood is nice. It's a lot easier to get your sight picture. There's nothing electro-penciled on here. And one thing that tells me that this is a GI Bringback and the guy I bought it with wasn't pulling my leg was a lot of times when the GIs brought it back, they made a duffel bag cut. They would cut to make everything fit in their duffel bag, they would take the barreled receiver off the stock, and then they would cut their stock down so it fit in the duffel bag. So, and usually they would cut it there underneath the first band. I also have a French rifle that's this way too. But I actually discovered the duffel bag cut when I shot this, and this front end moved forward a little bit. But this also tells me it's a GI Bringback. So, don't get mad if you see your rifle cut up, because that's what the soldier who brought it back did that, which there's really nothing you can say about that. So this is just a quick review of what to look for on a Russian captures and possible GI Bringbacks. There are also more Mausers out there, like there's Yugo captures. Once the Russians captured them, they sold them to other countries, so there's Mausers all around the world after World War II that originated in Germany. I hope this was informative. I hope this helps you. I hope this helps you learn about the rifle a little more. I hope it helps you when looking for a rifle to know what to look for. So let's go out and let's do a little bit of shooting footage. The Russian capture K98k. and the GI Bringback K98k. Well, there you have it for the K98Ks, the Russian caption and the GI Bringback. If you like what you see, please consider subscribing and have a great day.